Hi guys, welcome to a great little packet card effect that I've got for you today, and I think you're going to like this a lot. It uses 4 cards which are currently in this envelope. Let me just count them out for you. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 cards only in here. Now if we take a look at what we have 1 red card and 3 jokers. Now it's often said that cards return to their place of origin, and I want to demonstrate that for you today using this red 5. If I turn that face down and place that upon the table, and we take one of the jokers and flip that face down on the pack, just a little click of the fingers and you'll see that the 5 comes back to its place of origin on top of the pack. Now we can do that again using the 5. If we turn that face down and we put that on the table and we take this joker and flip it face down. Now most people think it's happened already, it's come back to its place of origin, but it hasn't. It's still there. There is the joker still on top. But watch, just a little magical wave and a swipe, boom, and it changes there. It's not there either. The card has returned to its place of origin. Finally, people often kind of call my shot and say, I've seen what you're doing. When you turn over that 5, you're actually turning 2 cards over. And they're actually right, I am turning 2 cards over. But at this point, they still don't know which one is the 5. Which one? Well, it's not this one, and it's certainly not this one, because they always return to their place of origin. And in here, our card returning to its place of origin, the red 5. And that's a great little trick called origin. Here is the secret to this absolutely brilliant card effect. Well, it's a packet effect. Now, I may have done this a few years ago on YouTube videos, so I apologise for that if I have, but it's such a good trick, and it's probably the one that I've been carrying around with me for the past 12 months and playing around with it, and I do enjoy this one. Let me go through exactly what it consists of. Let's cover each part in turn. The cards themselves and the envelope. First of all, the cards. Let's have a look at what you've got here. It's actually made up of 5 cards. First of all, 3 jokers. Now these are just regular jokers. There's nothing odd about those whatsoever, just 3 jokers. I've also got a regular 5 of hearts. Now I know what you're thinking, why choose the 5 of hearts when you could have had a king, a queen or an ace? Well, there's a reason for this. Is because this one here is what is known as a double-faced card. And because this is a specially printed card, and you can buy these packs from most magic dealers, double-faced card, I needed one that matched these cards here, the joker, and the only card on the other side was the 5 of hearts, hence the reason why I went for that. Now, of course, if you don't own a pack of these, you could just glue a couple of cards together like this to create your own double faces. And of course, because it's only you that handles the cards, it won't matter that the card is slightly thicker because the audience never touched them. So that's the cards that we've got. Now I'm going to come to the moves that we've done here in just a moment, but I just want to explain the envelope. First of all, I couldn't buy an envelope this size. You might have picked one up that can hold cards, okay, and all you need to do is to get an envelope and then cut a hole in one side of it. Now the hole, you can see that I've done something fancy here with the little slots, but you can just cut a round hole or a square hole as long as you've got a kind of window in the envelope. Okay, now this one, because I couldn't find any this size, I actually made this up, and I just bought one sheet of A4 size thick black card and then cut it up, folded it to make a simple envelope. However, there's one additional thing to this, is because this card, which is the regular 5 of hearts, needs to be hidden in here. And what we've got is a divider. Let me see if I can pull this out. In here is another piece of card. In fact, I just cut a normal piece of thick card up, coloured it in, and that acts as a divider. Now it's a tight fit. Make sure that when you push this in, it's a tight fit in there. The other thing you will notice is the fact that I deliberately didn't cut it the same height as the envelope, and there's a reason for that, and you'll see why. So let me push this divider in like that. Okay. Then when I push the playing card in, it's going behind the divider. Okay, as you can see. So you can't see it going through the window. It's actually going in the little secret pocket at the back. Now, why did I cut the divider shorter than the length of the envelope? And that's because if you watch the performance at the end, I like to do this, is that this is face down. I make this vanish and then I say, well, it's returned to its place of origin. And when I tip out the card like this, I pull it out and then quickly push it back in. What I'm actually doing is, watch this. I'm trying to give the illusion that it was in the envelope all the time. There it is there, coming past the little cutout window. All I did, if I push that in, it's behind it at the moment. As I pull it out, you can feel a little click as it passes the edge of the divider. As it comes down, let's see if you can hear it. Hear that little click? That's when it went past. And all I did is I quickly pushed it back in as I turned it over. I just want them to catch a glimpse of the card as I pull it out. It really looks as though it's come from that side. That's just a very subtle touch that I like to add on there. So that's the envelope. This starts life in the back there. So let's move on to the routine. In fact, if you watch the routine, it does just involve a double lift. Now the cards themselves, you have the 3 regular jokers and the double-faced card on top. I square them up and I always put them into the envelope so they show through the window. And a nice little touch is just to grab these and with your finger through the hole, just push them out. That way people can see that the envelope is apparently empty. You've got your 4 cards and then you just put this down to one side. Now don't make a big deal about turning this face down. Yeah. Remember, the audience don't know what is going to happen at the end of the routine. They think you finished this, so by you just placing it to one side, face down, is neither here nor there. You just turn it down and say, right, we've got the 4 cards. You focus on this. You don't have to say, I'm going to put this face down over here in full view. You're not making a big deal about this. Okay, so they can see it's empty. They can see through the window. You put it down there. Grab the cards. There you've got the cards here. You spread them, 2 in here, 2 in here. As you bring them back, you're going to do a double lift. So I'm going to prepare myself for this by, as I square the cards up, I'm going to get a little pinky break here. As I square them up, you can hold the front of them. Look, you've got a nice straight edge there. There's no gap there. But if I show you the back, you can see there's a huge, big gap there. That makes it easy and natural for me to turn over what appears to be the 5. But I'm actually turning 2 cards over as one. A typical double lift. You may know a different way of just grabbing the edge and flicking it. It's entirely up to you. But just flick it over, spread the cards and put this down. Now this particular move I've seen used in hundreds and hundreds of packet effects over the years. In fact, when I was about 9 or 10 years old, one of the first packet effects I bought from a dealer, done a similar thing to this, and it's used quite heavily in Magic. And even after all of these decades, I still get a kick out of this. It's so convincing that when you show 3 jokers or 3 cards and this one, when you turn it over and spread it immediately, because their brain registers 3 jokers, this has to be the 5. Why wouldn't it be? But it's a great illusion. There it is there. So like this, get a break, flip it over, place it down. So I'm going to put the 5 there, then just spread this. Again, you don't have to say I've got 3 jokers, they can see it quite clearly. You then take the bottom joker and flip it face down. Do a little bit of magic, and then you're going to do a double lift here. So you're going to do another double lift. So I've got 2 cards as 1 here. You do another double lift, turn it over, and the 5 appears here. And if you just spread these so they can see the 2 jokers, so they really think you just turned that card over and it's the 5, and you can turn this over to show the joker here. Now once again, what I do is I then do a double lift to turn over 2 cards. It looks as I'm turning the 5 face down, and I just deal it down. You can do it with one hand as you pick this up and say, look, we'll put the 5 there. You then take this joker and you turn it over, and you don't drop it in line with these cards, you stagger it. You just put it to the back like that, so it's jutting out at the rear. You say, a lot of people think the changes happen now, but it's still the joker. You grab the front end like this and flip it end for end. They can still see the joker. Now this next move is great because it looks as though the card changes instantly like that. There's the 2 cards here. All you do is you just put a bit of pressure on the thumb along this edge and the fingers along this edge. Don't squeeze them too hard, otherwise you'll bend the card. Just slight pressure. And then with your thumb and finger on the top, you're going to push both of these cards so they line up like that, and immediately just with your finger slide this back. Because your fingers are gripping the sides, just the 1 card will come back, and it's a great transposition from a joker to the 5. Once you've done that, you can immediately show this is the joker, and you can put this to the bottom and then turn this over here. Again, just spread the cards so they can see this, and you've got another joker. Put this to the bottom as well. You're then going to do another turnover. Now the audience believe you're going to be turning this 5 over. Okay. Actually, you're going to do a triple lift. So you're going to turn over all 3 cards and leave the bottom one face up. So as you square these, say, look, people have clocked onto me that when I turn over the 5, that I'm not actually just turning over 1 card. And you spread them, they see the 2 jokers here, you can eliminate those. This one here is the double facer, they see those. They believe one of these to be the 5s. You then say it doesn't matter because that's not it, and neither is that. And you can just push these to one side. You then come to the envelope and just tip out the card, and as you put it out slowly and go to turn it over, you just show that as you put it out and say, there it is there, and you can just throw that down as it is empty. Have a little practice yourself, and I'm sure you'll love it as much as I do. Now you could, if you didn't have 3 jokers, I guess you could have 3 blank face cards as well, or some other kind of card variation of the trick called Origin. Practice and enjoy.